Hello and welcome back to the Max Verstappen experience.
Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
So the boys, welcome back.
Hello.
To the balcony, which
Thank you.
I don't live at. You two
No.
do.
Thank you for
Good to clarify that.
welcoming us into our own home.
That's all right. We've myself and Mr. Bolt, we managed to stay up. We actually we woke up.
We managed to get up for the start.
10 to 6. Daily, you...
No.
What's that highlights?
I've not watched the race. No, didn't watch qualifying either. Don't really know much about this Grand Prix.
Mr. Daly was out till 4 in the morning last night.
No.
Was it a 24/7 bar? Was it?
No, God. You're exposing me already, wasn't he?
It's almost like viewers are going to get the impression, some of us around this table are alcoholics.
No, lad, I'm drinking cordial.
I'm actually drinking water with it.
Is there anything else in that cordial?
No.
Anyway, the race. The race. Yes, we've just rewatched the highlights because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I thought it was an alright race. Compared to Singapore last week, it wasn't as good. But
it had its action, it had its moments.
It had its action, definitely.
I think it was probably exciting, but just not. No, we didn't get a fight for the lead, so it's never going to be quite the same, is it?
Yeah, we're obviously happy with a McLaren 2-3.
Yes, we are.
Oscar Piastri on the podium.
Well, of course, Lando overtook Piastri. That was always going to happen, wasn't it? Always.
No, tough for Piastri, I think. Again, rookie season driver.
Yeah.
Straight on the podium. I think he's on 40-something points now. I think he's 10. 8, 9, 10th and 9th in the constructors in the standing.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
He's doing absolute bits, but
that McLaren is just clearly just an absolute rocket ship now. Mercedes and Ferrari just couldn't touch them this weekend. It's crazy.
Piastri had the full upgrade package this week, didn't he?
Yeah.
Fair play. Well, he put it on P2 as well in quali.
That was really impressive.
Never drove at Suzuka before.
Has he not?
He never drove at Suzuka before.
Wow.
Which is fucking incredible.
Impressive.
And he's just absolutely worldly.
But Lando.
Why?
Thankfully, that's McLaren fans. We've got Lando till 25, and then now Piastri signed up to 26.
Yeah.
So hopefully they keep bringing the. And we talked about the wind tunnel. I think that's something you can probably talk about.
Yeah, it's coming online, isn't it?
Well, has it not come online yet?
Oh, was it?
I thought you told me.
Just another empty fact.
My thought is that it is now in operation, and as of summer, and so they've started testing parts in their new wind tunnel. For those who don't know, originally McLaren used a Toyota wind tunnel based in Germany.
Good stuff, this.
And they had to develop a part, ship it to Germany, get it tested, get it back to England to put on the car, or it was useless. And in a cost cap environment, if you're shipping parts overseas, it's just not an efficient use of your money. Now, obviously, they've got the wind tunnel in the UK. It's more state of the art, it's newer. So hopefully, and I think the 2024 car is going to be fully developed with this new wind tunnel. So I think we can expect...
Surely not the 2024 car, maybe 25 car. I think 24 car will be the first car to be influenced by it, but the 24 car will be well in the works already, surely.
When do you think they would have started development on the 24 car, though, realistically?
Ollie, what do you think?
You're asking me for? I'm not
your opinion.
Matters. No, it doesn't. Well, no. I was going to actually ask before you passed it over to me and embarrass me. No, you said something about engine freezing.
Oh yeah,
which is
the engines are.
I didn't know what that was at the time, but I thought the engines were cool and something down.
No.
But no, no.
Cheeky little dad joke.
That's it. Go on.
That's for Andy. That is.
Is this a question or?
No. This is.
The fact that the engines are frozen until 2026.
Right.
There's no development on the power units. So. Do you understand? Did I explain?
Yeah. So you only need to focus on really the aerodynamics of the car.
Essentially, yeah. Because you mentioned the fact that
I sound quite knowledgeable.
McLaren are a customer team.
I love how we're literally Formula 1 podcast and we spend half the time explaining the basics of Formula 1 to Ollie.
Oh,
Come
my
on
goodness.
Now.
I'm worried about that chair in this wind. It looks like it's going to take off.
Yeah, we've. If you've not seen these fluffy things that we've got on us.
There's a lot of wind in Manchester today, so we're doing everything we can to mitigate.
Yeah, it's
as
quite
you can
windy,
probably tell.
We've not been swarmed by.
But no,
Fucking hell.
by monetization.
I might tighten the cap.
So Formula One.
Engine freeze.
Engine freeze.
Engine development is frozen until new regulations come in 2026, which is when the likes of Audi and, I guess Honda are coming back in as
They're
well.
going to Aston Martin, aren't they?
Yeah. They're going to be suppliers to Aston Martin. McLaren have stuck with a Mercedes power unit.
Ford, Red Bull Ford.
And the Vita Mercedes.
Red Bull Ford.
And that's
not in the
crazy.
construction. Recent showing,
on form, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of settles our debate when we were saying, like, can a non engine manufacturer, non-works team actually win these days, and it proves that they can.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, good move from McLaren.
And a bit on the wind tunnel as well, like just going back to that, and like development of the 2024 car. Realistically, when do you think they would have started?
Well, it's a tough one because they're clearly still developing this car heavily, hence why it's so quick now. But I reckon they've already started working on it now. Ferrari have already come out and said their car next year is going to be totally different. Red Bull have already said they're working on next year's car.
Merkel said the same thing, actually.
So I think McLaren would be foolish not to be working on it.
So this is why I'm saying I think the 2024 car will be fully influenced by their new wind tunnel.
But I think it'll take a lot of time to test the wind tunnel before they fully understand how it works.
Dust all the get it all working efficiently.
Teething problems. Get rid of the teething problems.
We need to get a tour of McLaren Technology Centre booked in. I think that'd be a good one.
We should rename this the McLaren Podcast.
It's not good, is it?
8 minutes in, we've only spoken about McLaren.
Yeah, I was just. Should we talk about Suzuka?
Probably.
So Max won.
Should we talk about Perez? Because there's quite a few talking points there.
Yes. So went through 2 front wings.
3. 3 different wings. He retired twice.
Unbelievable.
I mean, how you do
win
that?
A game of top trumps at this rate, wouldn't
he? Definitely.
So we'd never seen that before, and then all of a sudden it comes out. This is Perez plus 5 laps behind Stroll. We're thinking, what's going on?
And Stroll, it said out anyway, didn't it?
But then Crofty came on. Because I don't think they really had any clue what was going on. Because all of a sudden the camera panned back to Perez, and he's getting back in his car at like the 30th of between 30 and 40 laps. We're thinking, what's going on? But then we also didn't realise that the penalties, that if you don't serve them in the race that you got them at, they carry over to the next race, which I never realised.
Yeah, I never knew that either.
So he could have started in Qatar with a 5-second time penalty.
Yeah.
But actually, the Bolton though, I thought you're not allowed to retire a car unless there's actually something wrong with it. So I was thinking, if he fixed the car, if he fixed the car, come back out, served his penalty, then they're going, retire the car.
That's a really good point. To be fair, I don't. Really
Let us know in the comments if you know why that is, and because we'd be interested to know. We
do read the comments. We get a lot of them, but we.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's just reminded me.
To shout out our biggest fan.
I'm going to write it on here because I forget.
He's now part of our predictions for this week.
Shout out commenter. I can't remember your name, but we'll find you soon.
We'll find it, and we'll do it for Qatar, will we?
So, to work our way down the order, should we talk about like the Mercedes versus Ferrari battle?
We could do that. So,
that's really anything you remember, isn't it?
What did you think of Leclerc's performance? Because he had a quiet week, and
4th, wasn't he?
Yeah. But he was 4th. He outperformed his teammate, outperformed both Mercedes. And I know you've been a bit of a critic of Charles Leclerc. The word washed has been mentioned a couple of times. But he had a quiet but good.
Where did he qualify?
4th, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
So must have been the most boring race ever because top 4 finished where they started.
Apart from Lando and Piastri.
Oh, of course. Yeah, well, that was obvious. Always going to happen, wasn't it?
In his post-race, Charles said that there's nothing else that Ferrari could have done, and I think a couple of people were just commenting on the McLarens and how good they are. Because I think McLaren is the next best team to beat. I think everyone's acknowledged the fact that
they're back on McLaren already. But what about people were saying about Sainz, stepping up, and obviously he used this DRS trick last week to win, and Mercedes used it against him this weekend, didn't they? Did it work?
They tried it, but I think Russell was in a position where, because obviously Russell had gone for the one stop, and
which is brave because the whole weekend they were talking about the tyre degradation.
Stops. Some were talking about 3 stops. So to have Hamilton and Sainz behind him on fresher tyres, and then to try and use that tactic against Sainz, it was brave. But I think Mercedes made the right call in switching them, letting Hamilton basically just feck off into the distance. And sacrifice Russell because he was gonna.
Well, it's good of him to finish the race this weekend, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a nice change.
Although there was a couple of whining moments,
There was
a point. I don't think you probably didn't see it in the highlights, but it was in the race where him and it might have been in the highlight where Hamilton were fighting, and then Russell said I don't want to fight with Hamilton. What was it? Something along those lines.
Yeah, he was like, are we fighting with each other or everyone else?
Yeah.
And it's just classic Russell, really, isn't it? It's one of them comments that make people not really like him. I think maybe by people I mean me.
Well, I think he acknowledged probably the one stopper wasn't the great thing, and then his tyres were shot towards the end because there was so he just let Sainz through as well at one point. It was not on the back. It was not really.
There was a couple of occasions. Did he let Verstappen through? He just didn't want to.
Oh, he was first at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he did. Yeah, you're right. Actually.
And then they said, "Don't fight Verstappen, you'll cook your tyres."
Yeah.
So he just literally let him. He just let him through.
Wow.
But I like the way that Mercedes have tried alternate strategies this year. They seem like they've been the most confident to try alternate strategies. We saw last weekend with.
The old strategy of bidding it into the wall.
That's all right, that one doesn't work. At least now we know.
Know that one down.
No, but I think that the whole back on McLaren, unfortunately. On the McLaren,
it's only you that brings it back.
I don't know why.
Sorry, carry on.
No, it's still on Russell. But when Piastri and Norris were fighting just ahead of Russell. One of the race engineers came on and went, if you two are ruining your tyres, George is just sat behind. He said he's gonna get ahead.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't realise. I mean, there was that much tyre deg. Obviously, there was no rain this year, but it was quite a lot. Again, considering a 3-stopper, it's very rarely seen nowadays.
Yeah, that's quite
Alfa
crazy.
Romeo.
Oh my god. Well, part of that was Logan Sargent's fault. I mean. Yeeting it up the inside of Valtteri Bottas, and
he'd done by lap 7. He'd done 2 pit stops. It's just a joke.
It is a joke.
And he got a 5-second penalty in the race. He got a 10-second penalty before the race for I have no idea what. But it's just it's unacceptable, his performance now. Yeah. And he binned it on the other day as well. Quali.
If Williams don't sign him over Sargent, don't sign Lawson over Sargent, they've really missed a trick there, haven't they?
Yeah. But I think going back to McLaren, no, this is a genuine point.
Go on.
So Norris, as of this race, Norris is now equal on points with Russell.
Yes.
Which to me shows a big difference between the Mercedes drivers. I think it's pretty widely considered that the two Mercedes drivers are potentially the best driver pairing on the grid, arguably.
Yeah.
But Hamilton is there fighting for potentially second place in the Drivers' Championship.
On Perez.
On Perez, he's closing on Perez.
Oh, Perez. Oh, bloody hell.
He's above Alonso, so he's fighting for second in the championship, whereas Russell is down in 7th, on equal points to Lando. So it just shows the difference between, pace-wise they might be quite similar, but it's just about putting a weekend together and actually coming home with the results.
Yeah, what made me laugh actually? We were looking at the standards before. Piastri's got more points than Stroll at the moment.
Fucking Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
So Stroll's been what? He's been in F1 since at least 2017.
Yeah.
In fact, it is 2017 because he was the last rookie to get a podium in 2017.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's back in.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there was something I think you found on Twitter where it was like Stroll's last qualifying results or something. What was the highest he got? Was like P11 or something.
No, so his last 5 qualifying results. Yeah, I think the highest was P11, but it was like P11, P12, P14, and then it was like 17
there was one
and 20.
P20 as well, yeah.
Gee. Oh, is that the one last weekend? Yeah.
Sorry,
we shouldn't laugh.
Nah, it was. Again, I don't know why he retired. Actually, we were saying this before. I didn't see any reason for him to retire.
No, me neither.
But I didn't see why the Williams retired either. It just didn't come up on the screen. But then again, I didn't watch the race, so.
No. Who else retired? We had obviously Perez twice.
Did any of the
Bottas.
Bottas retired. Yeah, that was Sargent's fault. Sargent retired.
Albon.
Well, I don't know if it was that same corner. I think we call it. Is it spoon curves? Something like that.
Spoon corner.
Perez went cut under Magnussen. No idea what he was doing on that. And then I think that was the same corner that Sargent locked up and hit Bottas.
Yeah, it was, and just destroyed Magnussen's race because Magnussen came home last in the finishes.
Perez. He did the same thing last week. Was it to Albon? I thought Ocon. One of the. I always get them mixed up. I have no idea.
Yeah.
He just binned it into.
I think it was Albon.
Yeah, it was Albon last race.
And he retired Albon. Yeah.
This for me is a big point of contention, and the race made a video on it as well about how it can't be accepted because it's just encouraging people. And if Perez, if he gets a 5-second penalty for that, because his car's so quick, he might as well just do that, accept the 5-second penalty,
and then make up the time.
He'll make up that 5 seconds. In fact, the way the race put it, they said you're spending that. You can buy time. Because he knows he's going to get that 5-second penalty, but he knows it'll be worth it in the long run, and the precedent shouldn't be there to be able to do that.
He got 2 super license points for that today, so he's on 7 for the year.
For today.
How many are you allowed?
12 for the year, and then there's a race ban. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they need to be harsher on those penalties because when it's 2 race weekends and he's done it 3 times to 3 different drivers.
It's mental, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
I don't know what he's just not.
He seems like a very frustrated driver at the minute, doesn't he?
Oh, he had all those Q1 exits, and then he came back, got quite a couple of podiums, and I was just ravaging people on the track.
Yeah.
Something's going on clearly.
And then this quite a nice tangent into AlphaTauri, like Lawson putting in the results. There's all these AlphaTauri drivers waiting to come up to that main Red Bull seat. He's not performing. Obviously, he's signed for next year, and it's looking likely he definitely will be there for next year. But, it's this AlphaTauri debacle. Obviously, Ricciardo and Tsunoda have just signed for another year.
Yeah. Which, it's a hot topic. He's only done a few races, Lawson, isn't he? But I think he's argued in those 3 races, he's deserving of a seat. Whether it'll be AlphaTauri or not, he'll definitely have a seat next year.
Has to be at Williams. Yeah. Has to be at Williams.
But, I mean, like I said to you guys, I don't know whether he'll just want to stick with Red Bull and just try and get in the best car. Obviously with Perez sort of up in the air, I don't know whether he'd go straight to Red Bull, but just hang around, maybe do a bit of reserve driver stuff.
Yeah.
So,
the thing is, I think you just got to try and get your foot in the door, as best you can. Like going doing another year of reserve role driving it's not where he wants to be. He's said that quite openly. But just get your foot in the door anywhere, and I think that's the best thing you can do because then you can just do your talking on track, and
hopefully he's going to maybe light a fire under Danny Rick's arse and get him actually putting in some decent shifts when he comes back.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking I heard something that came out this week that says he might not be back for still another few more races?
Really?
Like they might as well just keep Lawson until the end of the season at this rate.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how badly he's broken his hand, but geez. It's been a while now. It's been about a month.
Did he say when he'd be back?
To be honest, I can't actually.
I had a feeling he might say that.
I might have dreamt it, but it's something along those lines. Yeah.
That's all right.
But I would have thought he'd be back by Qatar, considering it was a broken hand.
Yeah.
It depends though, doesn't it? There's probably quite a lot of ligaments and other tissue damage that he's probably done to it that
Science.
Science stuff.
Facts.
Go
No, what did you spot there?
No, I just had a thought.
Go on.
It wasn't anything to do with the conversation we were having though. So if you want to entertain the
okay,
conversation that we were having,
should we move on to?
Was it F1 related?
No, it was.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah, go on then.
oh right, no. Oh wait. No. Oh yeah, no. We're talking about
McLaren.
No. Perez's crash. I don't know why we talked about Perez's crash, weren't we?
His crash.
No, he's into almost into Magnussen. Oh wait, no, he hit Magnussen.
It hit Magnussen.
But it was good to see that the FIA have learned to safety car the track once there is debris.
Yeah.
Flipping heck.
Yeah.
Wait, was there a safety car then?
Yeah, full safety car.
I saw the first one like after lap 1, but was there another one?
Yeah, no, there was.
Yes.
Yeah,
Was there a VSC as well?
There was as well.
What was that for?
Or maybe that was the only one. I think it was a full safety car and then there was a VSC.
Yeah.
So they've not learned.
No, but
I
I think it. Oh, was the two?
No, they did full safety car when there was stuff on the track.
Basically, it was an improvement on last week.
Oh, that's good.
It definitely was.
Yeah.
We just can't remember the exact logistics.
It was so long ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's about 12 hours ago now.
I've not watched the race. I was really relying on you lads to kind of like walk me through this here.
Lad, we've been up since like 5:45.
I'm not being rude. I put all the notes in the phone. So Danny Rick.
Oh yeah, the viewers at home are going to be really offended. They're going to get your phone out.
Danny Rick.
Danny Rick Yuki contract. We'll talk about that. Piastri upgrades. Sergeant Paul race. Sergeant Quali crash. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean classic.
Oh,
it made me laugh though. I watched the highlights of that as well because I didn't get to watch Quali.
It just opens.
And Logan Sargent is in the wall. I was like, oh, here we go.
He didn't even set a lap time. So he served the start of the race in the pit stop, so there was a 10-second penalty or something.
Yeah,
because he didn't set a lap time.
Wait, is that a real thing?
Yeah. What happened, wasn't it? I'm not talking.
Well,
rubbish.
he did. He got. I didn't know it was because he didn't set a lap time.
Yeah.
So you get 10 seconds for not setting a lap time, but Perez
so.
was getting 5-second penalties for ending races.
I never knew.
He was literally going around ending people. See Perez in your rearview mirror, just let him by. That's one way of doing it.
I think he doesn't like the name the Minister of Defence anymore, does he? He's just got a full frontal attack at the moment.
I'm getting by whether you like it or not.
Yeah. FIA. Still shit.
I feel like that was a bit out of the blue.
I mean, they're not perfect. Oh, that was another thing I just remembered. That Hamilton said something this week about, obviously because of Singapore, he said something about maybe trialling AI as like the race control, not all race control, as in like
to monitor track limits,
specifically track limits. So you just have cameras, and if it's go over, the AI will automatically say, "Oh yeah, no track limits."
I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Obviously, if it works, because like considering what happened in Austria, flipping 1,200 counts of track limit violation.
And I guess how would that work? It'd be like some kind of sensor in the car, some sensor under the.
Or yeah, like they've talked about like having lasers as like a and if
it breaks like the barrier,
beam, then you
So it sounds simple. Like surely that is just a easy win.
It's just like the logistics of setting it up at a track every weekend. Obviously, but he also said something like about race control. Instead of having each track or each country bring their own race control, he said have one race control team, just send them to every.
Yeah.
So it's all
like Michael Massey used to be.
Oh yeah.
That worked well, didn't it?
But I didn't know. I didn't know that there was.
We don't say that name.
I'm just thinking you've not mentioned it yet. I thought this could be.
Anyway, McLaren.
Oh wait, let me get the old phone out. Hang fire. Perez.
Let me take this.
Russell moaning about. Oh, this is one that you put, Baldwin. Could there be beef in McLaren between teammates?
Yeah.
Would you like to elaborate?
We're actually on McLaren again.
Yeah, we are actually. Bloody hell. Oh, there's another McLaren post here. Point is there as well.
Yeah, go on.
Could it get to a point where Piastri improves to a level similar to that of Norris. Norris feels like his position as number one in the team is undermined. That creates a bit of instability in the team, and we get a similar scenario to like Hamilton and Rosberg, for example.
I don't think so.
I think Piastri's too nice.
But
he seems like such a nice guy.
Yeah.
I think. Well, at the minute, I get that McLaren are going to want to keep Lando sweet because they want to keep him on the team. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, you can say Norris is getting the upgrades first, but Lando is still statistically like
miles ahead.
Like, don't get me wrong, Piastri impressive as hell.
Yeah.
But Lando's just on another level still.
Yeah.
And as to be expected, Piastri's a rookie.
I was worried, but Piastri's like ceiling is so high.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's so
like
impressive.
He could surpass Norris. Obviously, Norris has been in driving F1 cars for years, but for his first season, it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Personally, I think like it's showing how good Piastri is, but because we know how good Piastri is, it's showing how insanely good Norris is in comparison. I think genuinely, if they had the right car, arguably that is one of the best driver lineups on the grid.
They almost do have the right car.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. Even if it's second,
well, I think Lando was interviewed midweek, and they said, "Who do you think's got the best driver lineup?" And he said, "We do."
Yeah.
Well, see, young drivers.
He did hesitate quite a lot, though, didn't he? He was
did he?
I think so.
Oh, I only read.
He was like,
us.
Sack would kill me if I didn't say us.
Ignore that then, because I've read that out of context.
We've got McLaren edging closer to Aston in constructors.
Okay, we've not even spoken about Aston, have we?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like.
But they had a nothing race, though, didn't they?
Well, we were just watching. We spent a lot of time watching Rocky Power Mohawk videos, and then on the one about Mr. Stroll, I can't say the name of that video, but he put up a graphic, and it was like Alonso's first 5, maybe 7 or 8 races or something. He had 5 podiums, and how he's gone from that to where he is now. Because we're just saying about Alonso, Stroll. As it says on the app, Alonso is the only Aston Martin driver. But what's happened? Like I think it was Canada was like the cut-off when Alonso podiumed in Canada.
Did it?
Then it's just like washed ever since. Yeah.
I think it's just the car. I mean, my hope for the sake of my Aston Martin shares, because it's really bad at the minute, is that I'm just hoping that they've just decided not to develop this year's car for some reason, and they're just really focusing, because similar to McLaren again, that they're still building this factory. They've got a new I think they're building a new wind tunnel or something, up and coming, and it's coming.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they're just like, right, 2025, let's go, and then they'll ditch Stroll and they'll get Albon, and then Aston Martin 2025 Constructors Championships, and then Lando Norris 2025 Driver Champion. You heard it here first.
That's what you want.
Because I want Lando to win, but I also want my shares to go up. So.
Which one do you want more?
My shares to go up. I love you, Lando, but I'm heavily invested in this. I can't afford it to go down anymore.
Bloody hell.
Tell Zach to put some shares on the London Stock Exchange.
Can you not buy McLaren shares?
I don't think so.
Oh, I probably wouldn't anyway.
Would you not?
No.
Sacrilege. How dare you say this on the McLaren podcast? Anyway, McLaren. McLaren double podium.
This is a joke.
No, I'm serious.
We're not spoken about Alfa Romeo. Not interested in Haas. Not interested in Alfa Romeo.
Ignore them. No, they've got Red Bull constructors. Congrats, Red Bull.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, I saw a funny meme this morning that was like it was a photo of Perez, and it was like when you get an A star in your group project and you've
done none of the work.
no part in it.
Oh dear. Yeah. Well,
that has been very much the case, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, I remember the start of the season when it was like Verstappen then Perez and Verstappen then Perez winning races, and we were like, the title battle is on.
Ah, yes. We could only hope.
Good old days.
And now he could win it. Max could win the drivers in the sprint race.
Sprint race in Qatar, which is remarkable.
But do we know what has to happen for that?
I have no idea. I just know you could win it.
What I do know is that only a Red Bull driver can win the drivers now.
Yeah.
Oh, what about Lando?
Everyone else is statistically out of it.
Oh.
He's out of it, mate.
Why are we watching it then?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, what were we just talking about? I forgot.
No.
No, what was it?
Formula One.
No!
We're talking about who's going to win the
Oh,
Drivers'
the constructors,
Championship.
yes. Yes, with 7 races to go.
Is it
That's
7?
crazy.
No, the 6 but he won
Crazy.
it on the 7. And then
6 races to go, my God.
and they're probably going to win it next year. But that's if they keep Perez, I think.
Yeah, like genuinely, you know, if McLaren continue on their if they continue on their trajectory, and they've got, like we've just said, as a team potentially a better driver lineup than Red Bull, you never know. Even if they don't win the Drivers' Championship, even if Max runs away with the Drivers' Championship, there might be a battle for constructors on if Piastri and Norris keep, you know, if Max
Keep
wins
pushing
every
each
race,
other.
but it's Norris and Piastri P2 and 3, whereas Perez is just twatting into people down in P13.
It could be any of like Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, or Aston. Like, genuinely, if Aston had a decent second driver, they're well up there in the top. And then you've got 5 teams at the front, and then 5 sitting behind.
Yeah.
Alpine,
Yeah, literally.
Alpine, like.
Oh, we've not even said
in
Alpine,
some-
not even mentioned Alpine.
I think they had a semi-decent
I think they
race.
were both in the points.
Double
weren't they?
points,
Yeah,
9th and 10th.
Yeah, not too bad.
Right, back to McLaren.
No, dear.
This
I don't
is
know.
literally going to be a McLaren episode, and just
There's,
title it as.
I'm not.
Right, wait, I have actually got some McLaren chat here before we move on to our predictions.
Okay.
When is Lando getting his first win? Because it's
It when Max DNFs.
it must be, because it's beyond a joke now.
Yeah.
He's P2.
Oh, now you brought up a good point. There's a fact that came out today that Lando Norris has the most points for a driver that's never won a race.
No way.
Ever.
Yeah.
What?
Then next is Hulkenberg. They're on like
It's like-
500 and something.
It's,
Yeah.
500 points without a win.
Madness. But like you were saying, like with Max's dominance, he would have had so many without Max's dominance.
Well, if Max wasn't here this season, he'd have 3 race wins just this season alone.
yeah,
That's-
it's coming. It's coming, isn't it?
It's coming. It's definitely coming.
Has to be.
What is Qatar more suited to? Like, is it?
Well, we knew
Motorbikes.
we knew this weekend would suit McLaren, so
Yeah.
I think it's good that they, capitalised on it. But I don't think they'll be as dominant next weekend.
No.
But I know nothing
Fingers
about
crossed.
it.
No. All I do know is that the track for Qatar is built for motorbikes.
So that means it's dead thin and there'll be no overtaking then.
And it's like high speed, weavy corners.
Oh, so that suits.
That's McLaren.
That is
McLaren high speed
McLaren,
corner,
yeah. And Williams potentially. Oh no.
They're straight.
Oh, they're straights,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, they'll be shit. They're bad.
I know. I've run out of points, I must admit.
Yeah. Should we do
Predictions.
No. That's it. End the video.
See you next week.
Where's my pen? Oh, shambles.
There's a hole in the
Organisation.
chair. Is it falling through the hole in the chair?
Probably. On fire.
Slight technical lift the chair up. Oh, it's disappeared.
Oh, it's here. Oh, I found out that I've already prepared the fastest lap. I know who it is. And I think...
I know
both of
who
you-
it is.
Oh, do you?
Oh, do
Yeah.
we? Oh, we all do.
Do we? Oh,
I know
no,
who the
it's
fastest
different.
pit stop is as well.
Oh, no, sorry, not fastest lap, fastest pit. That's what I meant. No, the fastest pit. I think we'll all be surprised at that. Wait, you,
No,
unless you know it.
no.
We don't. It was
Really?
different to the one I said.
Was it?
Yeah. But,
Right, let's go then.
So, last week. Should we start with... Who wants to start?
Daly does.
Daily, okay. You put Lando.
Not far off.
You weren't far off.
That was only a max DNF away.
Yeah. Loss was Sonoda. Again, he wasn't far off. Fastest lap, Hamilton.
Ooh.
Fastest pit, for whatever reason, but Alpine.
What the hell?
What were you smoking?
No wonder that guy said terrible predictions. So what, have I got naught then?
Driver of the day, Lando, and then surprise, but Perez beats Verstappen.
Couldn't have been further
How
from
drunk
the
were you
truth.
last week? Bolton, you put Lando win. Last Stroll, fastest lap, Lando. Fastest pit, Red Bull. I'll tell you, the fastest pit was in fact Ferrari.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, because we thought it was Aston Martin, because we saw they were the only one that we saw do a 2.4, but we didn't see the Ferrari pits. So.
Yeah.
Driver of the day, Lando. Surprise, Lando wins. So no points.
That was all eggs in one basket kind of prediction.
Either Lando wins or nothing.
So at the moment, not a single one has got points. Win, I put Charles Leclerc. Lost Bottas. Fastest Stroll.
What were you smoking last week?
No, I said Stroll because it says he's going to have a stink of a race and just put softs on.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
But they just retired anyway, so. Fastest pit, McLaren. Driver of the day, Lando. My surprise, I put Lando Norris P3, Oscar Piastri P4.
Oh.
Close. So actually none of us got a single point. Oh wait, hang on. We're going to get shout out our commenter from last week.
Yeah, I bet you guys got like 4 points.
No, I think he did really well. I know he said Max won it.
Oh, did he?
So yeah, we'll just get the old comments up.
Let's get some more predictions down in the comments if you if you fancy it.
Yeah, and then Tom will send you a free copy of F1 2023.
Wait, what? No, you can't.
I've not got that kind of money.
So shout out Jimmy the Skip for watching last week. His comment was terrible predictions, but it was a good laugh. So thank you for that. So his predictions were. Win Max, so he's beaten us already. Lost
beaten
Logan.
All 3 of us single-handedly.
Lost Logan, fastest lap Max, he got that as well. Pit stop, Red Bull, driver of the day Russell, and surprise was Piastri to finish higher than Lando, which is not a bad shout.
Ooh.
So that
equally.
So he got 3 points.
Two.
No, 2.
Just winning the fastest lap. 2
right.
more than us. Yeah.
Although they were cheap predictions. Max win, Max fastest lap.
Hey,
got to show some love to the commentators.
Sorry, Jimmy. Is it Jimmy?
It's Jimmy the Skip.
Jimmy,
thank you.
Shout out Jimmy. Yeah. Like Tom said,
nice.
if you want to put
Jimmy.
your predictions in, we'll try and review some. They're probably better than ours anyway.
So predictions for next week.
Predictions for next week.
Where are we?
Qatar. Mr. Daly, we'll start you off. Who's winning the race?
Well, based on what Tom said, Valentino Rossi.
Awful. That's your guess.
Name another biker.
Chris Froome.
Chris Froome.
Yes, that's your prediction.
Yeah.
No.
I actually do know one. Mark Marquez.
Okay.
Google that.
Okay.
I could have just said anything there.
Yeah. Mark, that sounds like a made-up name. Mark Marquez.
Yeah, Stan Stanson as well.
I know. Win.
I thought you were going to name another biker then, like win.
No, Guy Martin, TT rider.
Guy Martin.
Yeah.
Who's losing the race?
Guy Martin, apparently.
Logan Sargent.
Logie Sarge. He'll probably retired.
Nice finishing next week, mate.
Ooh.
But Logie.
That might be a surprise. Logie Sarge to finish the race.
Fastest lap?
Lando.
Ooh. Lando Norris.
No way.
Wait. Did you put it? You didn't put it last week, did you? I know you said Hamilton. Fastest pit?
McLaren.
You don't want Alpine, do you? Oh wait, what other team could you
I don't know why I
say?
put Alpine. I've got no interest in Alpine whatsoever.
Not at all.
Driver of the day. It'd have to be Charles, wouldn't it, if he's winning it?
Did I say Charles win?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Just don't like my predictions already. No, driver of the day is going to be Charles.
Okay.
You just disagreed and then agreed with it.
Surprise.
Sargent to not only crash, but not spin the whole weekend. So he keeps it on track the whole weekend.
Ooh. Sargent to do his job.
How are you going to fit that in that box?
There you are. I can fit things into boxes, mate, don't you worry.
Right, okay.
TB, win.
Max.
Carl Carlson.
Who's losing?
I'm gonna go K-Mag.
K-Mag.
What has he lost this week?
Fastest lap?
Max.
Fastest pit?
Go Williams.
Ooh. Spicing it up. Driver of the day?
Lewis.
And who is your surprise for Qatar?
Stroll to finish in the points.
Ooh.
Well, now I'm safe for that one then.
Stroll.
Put points after it. Because, like, just Stroll, you'll be like...
Just the surprise, Stroll.
Stroll will exist by next week.
Oh, I did just put Stroll, didn't I?
Yeah.
Surprise.
Right, come on then, Ollie, who's going to win?
You cannot draw lines to save your
No,
life.
that's what we did last week.
I was about to start right in there. Go on.
Who's winning it? I think Max is going to win it. I think that's a safe bet.
I'll just find some rooms to put
You know
that
what I did think, because we're not doing any like punishments or anything. We could add up. We go through the old videos and then I'll add them up at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And then do a punishment.
Yeah. Do like a
End of season.
Jump off the building.
Survival of the fittest.
Right, come on,
What
loss.
was the question? Sorry.
Loss.
Oh, loss.
It's not a difficult question.
Zhou Guan Yu.
Oh, yeah. To be fair, Alpha look pretty awful at the minute, don't they?
What do you mean at the minute? The whole season.
Yeah.
Fastest lap.
Fastest lap. You know, I might go Lando as well. I might
Interesting.
I don't think they're going to be as strong next weekend, but I hope they are.
We'll have nothing to talk about.
No, yeah. Just talk about the wind tunnel again.
Yeah.
Fastest pit.
I would go Ferrari. Like,
Ooh.
just back to back. Fastest pit.
Driver of the day.
Wait, driver of the day? Is that a question? What did I say? I don't remember.
Leclerc.
Oh, Leclerc. God. Don't know why. That just sorry.
I would go Mr. Liam Lawson.
Wow.
I thought you said Mussolini for a second.
Liam Lawson.
I think he's due a bad weekend. That's my only concern. He's driving too well.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think he's due a driver of the day. I think that's not a bad shout.
Reckon.
Hopefully.
That'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, Liam Lawson.
Surprise. I think you've got to go Lawson. Double up.
No, we've got to cover all ground.
Spread your bets.
One of the teams. Oh, I don't know if that's a bit too light.
One of the teams.
No. I was going to say one of the teams will have a double DNF. Is that a surprise? Is that too?
No, yeah. If you
One
can
of
get
the
the
teams?
team right, definitely.
Oh, come on. That's.
You have to choose the team.
Is that extra points if I get it?
We'll give you 2 points if you get the team right.
And one if.
No,
Oh.
double or nothing.
Yeah, double or nothing.
I'm good to go for Haas.
Ooh,
Haas.
what? Because Perez will just like hit into both of them.
That's it.
Double.
I think there's some pretty solid predictions compared to last
Yeah.
week.
I wonder what Jimmy the skipper's going to say.
Jimmy, if
this
you're watching
weekend.
again, mate, thank you for your comments. We'll get you in next video if you comment.
Yeah.
You wrote Joy on this.
Joy. Tom Daly.
Oh, Job.
Oh, Job, yeah. I know, it's because I... yeah, cross it out.
Shout out to Joy.
Shout out. But yeah, I think
With that
sums up.
I think
Yeah.
that,
That
yeah.
sums up this McLaren podcast. Join us next week for more McLaren news.
Yeah, 2
Or
weeks.
2 weeks' time.
In Qatar.
2 weeks.
Our editor still hasn't done the darts video.
No, I've not, but I've been working on our ski trip video.
Oh,
so-
okay. I'll let you off. But
I
yeah.
won't, because I didn't go on that.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love and support shown on last video. Actually,
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
a lot of
Appreciate that.
views on that one. But yeah, if you want to put your predictions in, pop them in the comments.
Leave a like.
We'll see. Yeah, leave a like. Ooh. See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
See you next week.
See you later.